On the eve of his retirement, the weight guesser goes all out for the Jersey Shore boardwalkers circa 1975 and for the great Detecto himself. In her fortune teller's booth, Madame Starlight pretends to traffic in some version of a future no one ever saw coming. But she's just 5 minutes ahead, right past Momo the monster, this side of the tilt-a-whirl. She's not about to tell you anything you don't already know. She'll be reading you cold, and it's nothing personal. Some "you've been unlucky in love," topped off with "but not always," and she can't lose. Even as we speak, someone's paying way too much again to be that unbelievably amazed by not nearly enough. You could do a whole lot better yourself, no matter whose hand you suddenly were holding. Forget her. Forget everything that comes after what I'm about to tell you. The bumper cars, the ring toss, the inscrutable wheel of fortune. Forget especially the 3 milk bottles. You could throw at those until you drop, never guessing your own strength. I'm risking my good name, lifted straight from this scale, a precision instrument that really can substantiate the one thing I'm here to say. Believe me, the great Detecto can't possibly crystallize a single wisp of the future. This is about you and me right now, old-fashioned science and arithmetic in action. And because you have to give me 2 pounds high or low, the target's bigger than it seems. The bowler trying to pick up the 5-pin imagines the fat middle of the pin itself, but his margin's actually the diameter of the ball to either side. It's not that tough when you think about it, standing there alone like that. Guessing any man's a snap, like dragging Main Street on Saturday at noon, no hands on the wheel. There's not one curve or hairpin turn that needs negotiating. Women I approach from another direction entirely. I make sure to come in low, some crazy airplane kind of guess, flying underneath the radar, so they'll be less inclined to give themselves away by stepping onto the scale and proving once and for all how far I can go wrong. Not for the ridiculously puny stuffed animal they'd get to walk away with. There's very little chance in the equation. This is a one-shot game of skill, and I'm the only one who can play. So whether or not I'm mostly on the $1 money, there aren't people hanging around all night, showing off or going broke, trying to impress what's left of their wives or the up-for-grabs boardwalk girls. There's no trading up for anything bigger, softer, better. There's no better luck next time. This isn't some clown shouting insults like fathead or bag of bones from his seat above that laughable tank of water, and you can buy all the chances you need to drown him out with maybe just one lucky throw. Lit up in this unrelenting neon hubba-hubba, it's no wonder people can't help themselves. My job's to insist they are exactly who they are, but only once. I'm the expert weighing in again, telling them what that means in pounds, the surest measure I know of the way a life accumulates. I say, this is how much of you matters tonight. I say, you've got absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. As if they'll truly feel more satisfaction in going away empty-handed. And even when occasionally I miss my guess, whatever's stuffed stays stuffed that way forever in their no less disappointed hands. I've done the best I can do. They have at least that to carry with them. But I've got to be honest. Most nights I'm so good it hurts. Just ask Madame Starlight, lately unlucky in making her customary small fortune. But not always. Her future here looks more promising without the predictably uninventive killjoy likes of me. I'm going to miss this crazy life on the edge of the only world there is. Most of all, the ocean at my back, swelling, rising, cresting, curling on itself until it breaks. That thunder in the surf, drowning out another day's inconsequential noise over and over. Thousands of pounds of elemental grace under pressure. Next to that kind of power, anything we have to say is a word scrawled fast in the sand, and we're gone. And whatever's left behind is swallowed up, goes out to sea for a while, until it all comes crashing back in again, maybe changed, but no less broken. One more absurd picnic gone irretrievably to ruin. Stare at the flotsam long enough, and it sure enough takes on the unmistakable size and shape of just one person, wrecked on grief's high tide, knocked headlong in the undertow of desire. These are the ancient barnacled sorrows that followed us when we first bellied out of the water, grew legs, and walked away, upright, trying never to look back. There are those days that get to us. We're down on our knees again, and here comes some wave that's been building for so long that by now it's packing the weight of the world. And that's what we'll be feeling. I'm afraid that's how we'd put it, too, if only we had the wind. Right here is where that's undeniably measured, for the next few hours at least. Breath by goddamn living breath. I'm sizing it up for everyone, in the blood, in the bone, in what passes finally for resolve, in the muscle of the jaw, in the neurons firing a few more desperate rounds, before the swinging door in the brain comes unhinged completely. Brick by human brick, the weight of the world is so much more than any watery figure of speech. It's easily as real as your astonished face. It's anybody's guess, and I've always said there's nothing to it. You give me a lifetime in either direction, high or low, and I can't miss. Tonight, your dollar's in good hands, but tomorrow, none of this is any of my business. Tomorrow, like it or not, your guess is as good as mine.